Hi, my name is Jade and I'm a graduate of food science and I work in research and development. This is my bid to getting a chef on the 4 levels of Epicurean for food science. When it comes to calamari, I feel like that segment on Prairie Home Companion. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Whenever I go to a steakhouse or calamari is on the menu, it's the one thing I'm ordering. However, I've never made it at home, so let's go through a couple of experiments to see how we can make the best calamari. The calamari I'm using today has been previously frozen. I thawed it out this morning, and it's also full calamari, so I have the full body right here. I like to use the full body so that way I can cut thicker slices. I'm going to be testing 4 variables today. First one is going to be our liquid. So I'm going to use whole milk and buttermilk. It's widely recognized that acid will help tenderize meat, so I'm going to be testing that today. And I'm just labeling them so I know which is which. So buttermilk typically comes salted, so I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to the whole milk. So for the tentacles, I'll be slicing them in half. For the bodies, I'm doing 3/4 of an inch. And line it up with the previously cut one. So that way you get very, very similar sizes. And here I thought y'all were just going to be serenaded by the rain. For the dredge, I'm testing to see if there's going to be a difference in crispiness between just all-purpose flour and all-purpose flour and cornstarch. Now I know cornstarch typically will produce a crispier crust, but will it be the outcome I'm looking for? Is it going to make a significant difference? Cornstarch is primarily made up of amylose. It lacks 0 protein in it, which all-purpose flour has gluten. So gluten will help to aid in the development of browning whenever you're frying food. And cornstarch, what it does is it develops whenever you mix it with the liquid, it'll develop a little bit of a gel on the outside. And when you go to deep fry it, you're evaporating all that water from the surface of it, leaving a nice little lacy, crispy texture to it. Now I'm just adding a little bit of baking powder. And on my sheet tray, I have 4 different quadrants, which I have lined up. So I will be taking half of the calamari in each container and dipping it into each one of these. I'm going to let these sit for 10 minutes to allow the flour to get absorbed off the moisture from the calamari, and then we'll get to frying. Crunchy, has good flavor. Right off the bat, there is not a huge difference between milk and buttermilk. Honestly, I really don't think that there's much of a difference at all. It might make a slight difference in the crispiness just because of the baking powder used. Now, the cornstarch buttermilk does have the best looking color. I think it's because I fried it longer. I can say with confidence that cornstarch does make it crispier. I don't think that there's a difference between using buttermilk and whole milk. So I'm going to stick with the whole milk. Gonna add a touch more salt. Another thing I didn't like was the rings. It was hard for the oil to get in, and they were a little bit harder to separate, and I don't want that gumminess, so I think I'm gonna stick with making the bodies into strips. You'll have one that has a little bit longer of a tentacle. Just get rid of that one. You want it? Nope. I'm just going to let this sit for about 15 minutes. For the dredge, I've got some all-purpose flour, cornstarch, some baking powder, and lastly, some black pepper. Drain the milk. Add the calamari to the flour and toss together, ensuring that each piece of calamari gets coated with the flour, and then toss in between your fingers to get rid of the excess flour. Time for the ingredient that makes Rhode Island calamari what it is, and that is banana peppers. Now you can buy these either mild or spicy, or mild or hot. I have the hot variety. Try and use all of this flour we have left. And just kind of sprinkle them in. So I will be pairing 2 sauces with my calamari. The first one is going to be a garlic butter sauce. So in the pan, a couple of tablespoons of butter, garlic cloves. The more the merrier. I'm gonna add just a little bit of honey, just to give it a little bit of sweetness. I've also read that Rhode Island calamari is served with a sweet chili sauce as well. And I've had this at my favorite steakhouse, where they fry it up with some cherry peppers and then toss it in a sweet chili glaze. I believe this is gochugaru. It's Korean red pepper powder. Perfect. I switched pots, so I'm going to be frying all the way back here for now. I think I'm just going to add all the calamari in. I'm just going to dump it. And then toss it in the butter. You can hear the crispiness in the pan. Wait it up. I am a mess. And this is my calamari. I love lemon on calamari. Might have to make homemade calamari more often. Crispiness of the exterior. The calamari is still very soft. Yeah, with the sweet chili sauce, it just takes it out of this world. Let's try a leg and a banana pepper together. Rhode Island, y'all know what y'all are doing. This is delicious.